Hello, Odyssey. How's it going? Hello, Andy. What's up? No notifications appeared. Honestly, I don't even know how it works. Like, maybe you have to do the notification deal or something. I don't know. What does that mean? You had to, like, search my name and find it or something? Myth. Honestly, it depends on what you do. I can't just let you do whatever you want. If all you're doing is speaking your mind, but you're not trying to attack people or breaking any terms of service from YouTube, I don't really care. What were you banned for, Myth? Yeah, I'm experimenting with creating my own pipe tobacco with different flavors. So those are like my little creations. I'm learning how to do it better as I go. I don't really care how much you type, but it would be far more efficient if you would try to, how do you put it? If you would take your words and make it one big post rather than like three words, three words, three words. It's like you're, I don't understand why you would do that. Hmm. Maybe you have to hit the notification bell or something. I'm not exactly sure how it works. I don't ever advertise or anything. Well, not very uh, common. I doubt they want to kill you, Myth. I'm working on that actually. I've got honey. I don't know. I want to kind of mix something else with it, maybe like vanilla, but I haven't tried that yet. Um, they're different. To me, there's not really a debate on which is better, but it's a whole lot cheaper to smoke a pipe. There's benefits to pipes and there's benefits to cigars. I still smoke cigars on rare occasions. Why can't you do that? It's not about like force. It's like it would work better for you. There's like no reason not to. I really doubt that, myth. I just got done working on my black cherry just now. I haven't tried it yet, but it sounds like black cherry would work so well with tobacco. There is tax, but I don't think it's nearly as bad. It's mainly that the process is so much easier. Literally, you grow the tobacco, you chop it up. Unless they put casing in it, that's it. With cigars, they have to be hand rolled most of the time, and it's like a whole laborious process that costs money. I know a little bit about you, but it's true I don't know you very well. I only say that I doubt it because a lot of people have made claims like that about the CIA or FBI being after them, yet I've never had any evidence to it. And well, except for can't remember his name, the dude about that Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas is about. It turned out that it was true. They were gaslighting him. But most of the time, I don't think it's accurate. Like, you got to be a very significant person for them to invest time and resources into you. I never claimed to be intellectual. Myth blocks a lot of people. Uh, Sometimes it's essential oils. Sometimes I've messed with chemicals like propylene glycol. It's really good for keeping it moist, and nothing will really break it up. It has a really high heat retention. Anything? That's a little bit extreme there, Myth. If it isn't Patrick Rowe, makes sense. That's awesome. I don't hate you, Myth. I can't speak for other people. And it's entirely possible you think everyone hates you, but they don't. I don't know. Hello, Mal. How's it going, dude? Posting the link here. If anyone wants to jump in, this is not unstructured. If you come on, then I'm expecting you to be talking about immigration, and we'll get more into it. No, I don't believe in remote viewing. I think it's pseudoscience. It's something that people made up. Well, a lot of this is misinformation, in my opinion. So a lot of people go, "Oh, smoking's terrible," and it is. However, when someone talks about smoking, any and all research that's been conducted on it has been conducted on cigarettes. Entirely different. By the way, and I went through, I had an entirely different rant involving cigars. And pipe tobacco or pipes and cigars are very similar in the fact that neither of them are inhaled, or at least you're not supposed to inhale them, or most people don't. It's apples and oranges, not even close to the same. And in moderation, there's been absolutely no link to any increase in cancer associated. At least there's no evidence for it. Thank you, Patrick. You're a sweet guy. A lot of people watch murder mysteries. They're interesting. I like serial killers to kind of understand what makes them tick. Just normal murder, though, depends. That's what I believe. Yes, I get to flavor my own. I buy cheap, large packages. This is Cherokee. It's got some Turkish in there, but it's a blend of Turkish, uh, Virginia, and Burley leaf, and it's completely natural. And it's cheap as hell. That whole bag is like $10. That is true. And that's the danger if you don't know what you're doing. And every new pipe smoker gets what you call tongue bite. And it happens when you smoke too quickly and the heat burns your tongue. That can cause problems. Most people, though, after they've learned, you don't ever want to experience it again once you get tongue bite. So most people learn and they get past that part. Is that right? I didn't know that. Radioactive chemicals? Cat litter? Is that a serious question, Pat? Lung tissue is not affected at all. You, I don't know how to explain this. Both with cigars and pipes, you literally inhale the smoke, not past your throat. You hold it in your mouth. You get nicotine by your mucous membranes inside. You blow it out. You do not inhale it into your lungs. It does not affect your lungs at all, unless you're an idiot and you swallow it. I mean, maybe you'll have tiny trace amounts while you're talking or something, but it's not even close. It's not really a factor. I don't know. It looks like more than that is typing and or talking in chat. I don't know how it calculates it. I'm similar, Myth. I don't go out very often. Cocaine is a hell of a drug. Tell us your story, Melody. Make chat weep. Now we're talking, Patrick. Are you going to pull that thing out for me finally? It's weird. Like I'm completely, normally I'm a troll and I go all over the place, but now everything's perfectly innocent until Patrick Rose starts talking about sucking cock. Now I'm starting to believe that Patrick is a closet gay dude. And there's no shame in it, dude. I mean, I'm not going to talk shit. Matter of fact, I might invite you to come on over. Why will your lungs not fit anyone's body? That is true. Although what I've stated is simply the facts according to the science. It's not, I'm like, when I smoked cigarettes, I made it clear that I'm extremely well aware that it's extraordinarily dangerous for your health. But I did so knowing that. I'm adding Andy to the stage, by the way. Welcome, Andy.
Hey, Charles, what's going on?
Not much, just going through chat. Chat's a little more hardcore than usual. I'm having
Yeah,
taking
well,
time.
know you have a topic, so I just thought I'd get the ball rolling.
It's all good. By the way, right now I'm just kind of going through chat, so you can just talk about whatever for now. But once we get started, I'd rather us kind of stay on topic.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was just working out that way. So let me
Right.
ask you this: since y'all are talking about cancer and smoking, what about
Uh-huh.
the incidences? What about the incidences of mouth cancer? I mean, I don't know the stats. Is it higher in people that chew? You know?
So from what I've read, people that chew tobacco, they have a relatively high risk of, especially gum cancer along the area where they do it. So that's not exactly safe.
Right. Now, let me ask you on the tobacco smoking, even though you don't inhale it, are you at any higher risk of any kind of, oral cancers?
So from what I've read in the literature, if you were previously a cigarette smoker, you have a higher risk than just someone who'd never smoked before if you smoke pipe tobacco or pipes. So the reason for that, I believe, is because people who smoke cigarettes have a habit of inhaling. So they will
Right,
inhale it rather than hold it in their mouth and then let it out.
right, right.
So
And
it
see, that's
the
my
So the truth is, we don't know. We're not 100% sure. There hasn't been enough studies, but
Right.
there is no direct evidence that either cigars or pipe tobacco cause any serious issues on their own if you do it correctly.
Incorrectly is what? With no additive?
Well, that's a factor, but okay. So anytime I say this, I mean basically natural, just tobacco anyway. So I guess I should have prefaced with that, but
No. It's good for the clarity, though.
it is. It is. So other than that, the one important thing is what Gadwin brought up, and heat. Heat, and this applies to anything. In fact, when you char hamburgers, the black stuff is actually known to cause cancer.
Right, it's a carcinogen.
It applies to anything. Yes, heat creates issues that lead to cancer.
Right.
So one particular issue, and I'm not saying pipe tobacco is like perfect and healthy, but if you smoke too quickly, you'll burn your tongue and you'll know it. It's called tongue bite. The next day, you won't be able to feel it, and it'll hurt
Right.
like hell. Anytime you swallow something, it hurts, and that is dangerous for that exact reason.
Right.
But it's complicated because there's two different types of tongue bite. There's heat related and chemical. Chemical, it has to do, every person's different in their pH balance. So the tobacco can be either alkaline or acidic. And everybody's balance in their mouth is entirely different. So some things are too acidic for them or too alkaline, and it could cause burn in a chemical way.
Yeah. I don't know. To me, my thought in general is, ingesting smoke or tobacco products is not healthy. It's not ingesting them.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Look, the best thing you can do is just not do any sort of tobacco or anything at all,
Right.
including
Right.
alcohol.
So to me, for people to say, oh, it's harmless or whatever, to me, not to ingest it is harmless.
Oh, absolutely. I would never, ever make the case that it's completely harmless. What I do
Right.
is I make a comparison between it and what we know about cigarettes, vaping,
Right.
all that other stuff. So
Yeah, I think compared to cigarettes, cigarettes are bad.
very bad. They're worse than about anything. JT, been a while. We are not doing Christianity today, so calm yourself.
Travis, let me ask you this since we're kind of on the topic. Now,
Uh-huh.
I've also heard people say that smoking weed's not bad for your lungs. My take on that, ingesting
That is-
any smoke is bad.
So you're absolutely right. That is complete bullshit. As a matter of fact, marijuana does far more damage to your lungs than cigarettes. The only reason that cigarettes...
Hey, I don't know, but I'm glad to hear you say it because so many people want, oh, it's okay, it's all. Dude, once somebody starts talking that bullshit, I write them off.
Right. Well, you should, because they've been sold this narrative that it's perfect, never caused any issues, it's a miracle drug, and cures all these diseases, that crazy shit. So
Right.
I'm not anti-weed. Hello, Patrick. But I do speak the truth, and the research shows that it causes more damage. The only reason why it's not generally as dangerous is because people usually don't smoke weed to the same extent that they smoke cigarettes. It's more rare.
Exactly. And I'm gonna play devil's advocate because this is how some people argue. Rare? What do you mean it's rare? It's not rare. How dare you say such a lie? Now, of course, I'm being facetious, but that's the kind of people that say that ingesting marijuana smokes harmless.
That's not true. Simply not true. You could make the case that it's very, in comparison, almost the same case that I was making with pipe smoking. It is harmless in comparison to cigarettes, in that you generally don't smoke it to the same extent, and it's usually more recreational. However, these people that smoke like all day long.
Herpes is Herpes is harmless compared to AIDS.
Yeah, true. Well, it depends on the point they're making. If they're making the overall point that it's harmless in general and it's great and there's no downsides, that's bullshit.
Right.
That drug does not exist. None. Like, there's problems with everything.
Now, let me ask you this question since we're on any topic and I brought up marijuana.
Mhm.
I always say this. I don't know. I don't see you in chat that often anymore, if at all. But my take on marijuana is that it lowers productivity, and some people come back at well, not with sativa. So I'd like to hear your opinion on that.
So I don't know enough about sativa compared to indica to chime in on that. I will say something in regards to what you said before. What was the thing you just said before that? My brain just went blank.
In relation to what?
You were talking about weed and how not sativa. Well, can you say the whole thing one more time?
No. So this is one of my little things I say on chat all the time, that marijuana lowers productivity. Okay,
Oh,
I just talk shit.
That's it. That's what I was looking for. So there is a link. Now it has to be. It's very important that I get this out of the way. It has to be extreme usage, and I do not know how to define that because they didn't lay out exactly how they define that in the literature that I read. But if you use it constantly, there is a link between marijuana usage and apathy. And apathy is basically not giving a shit about, well, most things. You lose your drive to care about things. There is a link.
I would agree with that.
So to some extent you're right. However, I wouldn't be so extreme to say if you smoke weed recreationally, you're going to become a burnout and not give a shit about anything. I wouldn't say that. But it depends on how much you're using.
To me, it's just like this: a casual user. If a casual user smokes a marijuana joint of any kind, it will lower that person's productivity. That's my argument, my standing. And I've had people disagree.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just, again, curious about your opinion. I have an argument to support my side, but you know me, I'm willing to listen.
Right. Well, I don't know. This is what came up. This is what we're talking about right now. You got anything to say about it there, Melody?
What's up? Hey, Trobs, can you actually hear me? Because sometimes
I can hear you.
you can. Am I like reverbing?
No, everything.
Wow, check you out, Melody. Okay.
I'm not.
You gave Andy a hard on. He's going to have a hard time concentrating. Semi.
Okay, well, no, I was told to come up on here like with my full face, so I am so reverbing. You guys can't hear me echoing?
No, I don't.
No, you might be. It might be just on your end. Are you playing YouTube as well? You should always stop the YouTube if you come in here. Do you know what I mean? When you're in
okay,
StreamYard,
so
you don't need YouTube.
I've got up Las Vegas.
So Las Vegas shouldn't affect this at all. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't understand it. That's really weird.
I don't know how to help you on this one. If you don't have the YouTube stream of this up right now.
Okay, sorry.
You're good.
We'll say something.
Okay, now I know I'm going to end up having a question from Patrick. So what's going on with you?
Let's get this out of the way before we get into immigration.
What the fuck? I'll just come on to see what was going on.
We're talking about immigration today. We just hadn't started yet. We should actually start very soon. I've only got about an hour. So get any of this out of your system, guys.
Okay, can we talk mini skirts for a couple minutes?
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Actually, yeah.
Smoley, stand up. You obviously put some time in to get on here. Let's see your outfit. Stand up. Show us your outfit.
Are you in your panties?
No, I don't have one. But you know what? Okay, so Andy, I did end up finding like an outfit today that I think that I'm gonna buy. And I
Nice.
told, let me look.
Ooh, pictures. I like pictures.
Well, I don't have a picture of it, but I'm thinking about,
Oh, no, fuck all that. Let's see what
but
you're
it's
wearing right now. We don't want to see no damn pictures.
Hold on a second, Pat. Give me like 2
You're
minutes.
wearing
Wow.
right now.
well, I'm thinking about buying it, but
What?
it has
Yep.
okay, so it has like these thigh highs that are it's black and red,
Oh,
and
nice.
then it has like this halter that kind of so it like skims around like here,
Ooh,
and then it
nice.
has
Oh,
this
nice.
skirt that goes here,
How much of
and
it? How much
like
below
just
your
some
ass
little
cheek
undies and
does the
stuff.
skirt go?
It's kind of expensive, but
It's a pertinent question.
He wants to know about the ass cheek ratio.
How many
it
inches below your ass cheek
shows
does
your
it go?
ass.
But how many inches
Go back
below?
towards your door. You go back towards your door. Stand by your door so we can get a view.
Melody, is it on Amazon?
That's why you wear booty shorts. You wear booty shorts.
It is
Melody,
myth. It's pretty common
Melody,
knowledge that I'm
my
actually a
point
biological
is
female.
like when a skirt is a few inches below the ass, it's very, very enticing. Very enticing. I'll stare
Melody,
at
go
people.
back by your door. I would like to see a whole. Go back by your door.
It's
Now stand up and walk back by your door so we can get a whole idea of your.
I don't have it there right now. Oh
No, I
yeah,
would like to see your
eclectic. No,
outfit.
I'm
I'd just like
not
to
a
see how
dude.
you lounge around. I'd just like to see how you casually dress in your house.
Eclectic wants me to show my pussy or something just to like
No,
prove it.
don't. No, don't. I'm not that. No,
Let's
I'd like
not
to see
do
how
that.
you
You'll get
lounge
me
around.
shut down for like 3 months.
Just do it. Go
Come
back
on,
by your door.
Melody. You know you look good, baby.
If you're not comfortable, don't worry about
Oh
it. Don't
yeah,
let
of
people
course.
push you into doing
That's
shit.
No,
just
you know you want to do it.
I'm
Just
trying
do
to
it.
figure out what to get, but
Just go back by the door so everybody can see your outfit.
there's supposed to be something that you could
I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for this. Just get up and go back by the door so everybody can see your outfit.
present.
That's a good point, Mal.
Yeah.
Patrick, I need you to stand up and show me your underwear, dude.
I don't wear underwear. I free ball it.
Well, damn it, you'll get me shut down. Asshole.
Melody, you on drugs? You look like you're dazed and confused. No judgment. No judgment. But are you fucking extremely high right now?
She looks like she may be lagging.
She seems like
I think she's trying to
over-medicated.
figure something out.
To me, she looks like she over medicated.
Melody, you should have put more eye makeup on.
Of course, just like
Well, don't pay attention to these bozos and about your makeup.
Because Melody's existence relies on impressing people on the internet, right?
yeah. Well,
I think she can
no,
stand up
but
and walk
a
back
lot
by
of
the
people
door.
put like a lot of everything on that as
Melody, you know you're
on
getting
your
doxxed
looks.
currently. You know you've been doxxed. People know your name now.
Well, you know my name. And
It's Melody.
Yeah, but you know I wouldn't dox you, though. You know that much.
It's Melody. What's the big deal? Her name's Melody. So what?
Dude, there was no reason for some goofball to put out her
No.
fucking name.
Well,
JT has got a point.
well, I mean, the thing is that, and whenever I first got on Fact Nominal, I was an I unbeknownst to me, I had no actual clue that I was not supposed to do this, but I put my full name out there. My name isn't like a Tom Smith or so I wasn't doxxed, but everybody knew my name whenever I first went on to Fact Nominal. So I'm sure that some people found it out, they remembered it.
Okay.
Now it's getting back out there, which, whatever. What am I going to do
That's
about
like,
it?
look, Melody, my whole name's been put on Fact Nominal. I don't know. I don't pay attention to it, and I don't know. But my name's out there somewhere. Fuck it.
All right, guys, we're gonna have to get in here. We've already been 30 minutes over, so we're gonna have to talk. We're gonna talk about the topic now. Okay, I didn't do a ton of research, but I did pull up a couple of things just in case, make sure we could kind of stay on track and cover angles. It's actually a more complicated topic than a lot of people make it out to be. There's a lot of different ways to look at it. Yeah, we're not simping anymore, Mal. So,
Man,
okay.
I love
So
Uncle Danny.
just to start things off here. So first you have to go legal versus illegal, because a lot of people are hardcore about immigration, period. So Andy, Patrick, Melody, whoever wants to talk about it, how do you feel about immigration in general? And is there an issue? If there is an issue, is it specifically illegals or is it all immigration, and why?
Illegals, obviously.
Okay.
I say the thing, illegal. Hell, my mom's an immigrant. I'm pro-immigration, but legal.
Okay. Hello, JT.
Yo, what's going on?
Not much. You got anything to say about this?
Yeah, what's the topic? Immigration, illegal versus legal immigration?
Well, currently that's what I'm looking at is legal versus illegal. I'm trying to kind of start things out by broaching the topic and breaking up ambiguity a little bit.
Well, I don't know. When people talk about immigration, they usually don't even separate the two.
That's true.
But if you're talking about the difference, I mean, obviously, one is legal, one's illegal. But honestly, to get to the point, like, I think a lot of illegal immigration is incentivized by our government. So, I mean, if I was illegal, of course I would come here. You're giving me free money to fucking come here and like live here. I don't have to pay taxes. I mean, that's a fucking no-brainer. So really, if anybody's at fault, I would say it's the government for incentivizing and allowing that shit.
Okay.
And I'd say they want to do that to create political controversy, to further facilitate the bipartisan system.
Fair. Does anybody disagree?
Well, I call it political controversy. I mean, I'd like to narrow it down to nuts and bolts. I mean, why does our government tempt illegals over here? Is it for the well-being of the public, the well-being of themselves, or what have you?
I think it's to create problems within the American
the
people.
purpose would create problems. See, my view on all that is to create voters, but that's me.
Voters, I mean, if you're asking me, I don't even think your fucking votes matter, man. I don't even believe in the bipartisan system. I think the presidents are figureheads, but again,
right.
Fair.
Yeah. I think it's all to get people talking about shit, to make them think that their opinions are informed and that their votes matter, and that, give them shit to talk about while the real shit goes on. Basically, if we didn't want them here, they wouldn't be here. We want them here. And by we, I mean,
I would agree with that.
That's what I was going to ask. Okay.
I don't want them here. I think there's millions that don't want them here.
I don't mean the people, because the government's never been for the people. But I mean the government. The people have something.
I don't think I thought Trump wanted to keep them out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go further into that later. There's a lot of misinformation on this topic, but okay. For now, do you believe? I think a lot of people, and I'm not talking about anybody in particular, has this black and white view of reality when they're emotional about a topic. And I'm not saying you're emotional, but a lot of people have a tendency to only see good or only see bad. So what I want you to try to get through here: are there benefits to immigration? And well, there's
legal. Are we talking legal or illegal?
we're talking about all, so it's kind of, it would be best if you specify first. Actually, hold on. Mal brought up a point. I didn't define it because I thought it's kind of like basic, but the textbook definition is a person who comes to a country to live there. So I assume everybody is using that definition. So if we're talking about illegal specifically, then we need to say so when we're making a point.
Yeah,
So
that's why I asked, because we're using immigration like it's interchangeable. But yeah,
that's true. Well, not as if it's interchangeable. It's a broad topic, and we're talking about it all. So that is a valid point to bring up. So you're right.
yeah. So I would say
Go ahead.
benefit. Yeah, I would say it's beneficial to have legal immigration, right? Stimulates the economy, gets more people.
Mhm.
Illegal immigration, I would say, well, it only really benefits illegal immigrants, which, I mean, I don't blame them for coming here. I would do it too, if the government's giving me reasons to do that. Okay, you're giving me free money. So
I would agree.
yeah, I don't see anything wrong. I don't see them as doing anything wrong.
Okay. So does anyone disagree with that, or do you pretty much agree exactly with
They're still doing it wrong just because you don't
I
disagree.
agree.
Wrong.
No. I'm just saying, like, our government is incentivizing them to do these things. It's if anyone's to blame, it would be the government that allows that or facilitates that. I would say it's not the illegal.
I absolutely agree.
Okay. Patrick, it sounded you said something there, and you kind of got cut off. What was your point?
Okay, I'm going to tell you to do something wrong and give you money to do something wrong. That don't make
Yes.
it right from my point.
Well, what doesn't make it right or wrong? No, but I'm saying they're getting a better quality of life here, and they're getting paid to do it. So, I mean, of course, what are you going to choose? You're going to live in Mexico or fucking Guatemala or something, or are you going to come here where you can get pretty much free money to live here and get a better quality of life
Right.
for you and your family? I mean, it's a no-brainer.
And let me state this too, because I hear people use this fucking statement. Oh, they're doing jobs that we won't do, that Americans won't do. I call bullshit on that. Or like, oh, Mexicans are such great workers. Again, I call bull fucking shit on that.
Well,
I
I don't know any of this for sure, but from what I've been led to believe, and from what I've heard from farmers, is that Americans, citizens, will not do that work. They cannot fill those jobs, and the only way.
A lot of the jobs that illegals are doing are jobs. They're underpaid.
Money.
And they're-
Money.
Well, yeah, a lot of them are paid on the table because they're not being taxed,
Right,
and
but
and they're being paid more than they would in their country, so it's
Mhm.
still better for them.
Exactly.
Right.
So,
Well, my
I would
point
make
is
the case that it's
capitalism.
better for
Somebody
everyone.
will get up off their ass and pick oranges for the right price.
That's what I'm saying. No American is going to do that kind of labor for that kind of
Exactly.
wages.
So no. What Andy is saying is they should make the price higher. But if we did that, everybody would be paying like $5 for an orange. Like
It's
Guess
simple,
what?
man. It's like
Guess
why-
what?
it's like
No
why do
orange for
companies-
you. No orange for you, boy.
It's simple, man. It's like this is the same reason why large companies outsource jobs to countries like third world countries and shit, because it's cheaper labor. It's the same thing here, except the immigrants are coming here to do that cheap labor. So it's the same thing as outsourcing.
I'll
It's
pay
just you're
more.
doing it here.
You know, I'll lower my lifestyle and pay more. That's what people need to learn.
Yeah, but the thing is, when it comes to profits, they're never going to pay more when they can pay less. And the reason they can pay less is because they have an influx of people who are willing to work for less because they're not getting taxed.
Right. So then the whole thing is just, again, it's government, the farmers, what have you. Fuck them, dude. No seasonal workers. Let's outlaw them. If I have to pay $10 an orange for a decade, I guess that's what's gonna happen. But something
man.
needs to be done. To stay with the status quo and bitch is nothing.
check it out. As an employer, I'm going to pick the cheapest labor possible. So I have a bunch of illegals that want work and they're willing to work with me for cheaper. I'll let them do that. And the reason why is because the government wants them to be here anyway. So why the fuck not? It's good for them and it's good for the illegals. Is it good for this country? No. But the fact that they're working with what they have. So yeah, our government is allowing that shit to happen. They want it to happen. So the employers and the illegals should, I mean, it's a win-win for both.
They also have to pay taxes. They are paying taxes towards your Social Security, and they don't get any of those benefits. Have you ever thought of that either?
Illegals do not pay taxes.
No, yes, they don't.
No.
So like on
They don't have a social security number. They don't pay taxes.
but they pay taxes on like food supplies and everything like that.
Well, yeah, everybody has to pay sales
what's
tax.
your point? What is your
but
point?
that's not the same thing as income tax.
Okay, well
Yeah, they
that's
don't get taxed for their wages. They get taxed when they
I
buy
don't give
shit
a
at the store.
fuck if they pay some tax. I don't give a fuck.
Well, the point is, everybody pays tax when they buy shit, but these they're not getting taxed when they're not getting taxed on their wages because they're being underpaid.
Hey, look,
And
I can live without illegals. I don't need them to survive. Maybe some people do. I don't.
it's not whether we need them or not. It's the fact that our government wants them here and allows them to come here. And what
I
is that right or
understand.
wrong?
I understand.
they're doing
I'm just
what they want to do.
I'm trying. Yeah, you see these catchphrases. Oh, they're doing jobs that Americans won't do. Oh, they pay taxes too. Oh, we need them. I don't need no
They pay
fucking
taxes
Mexicans
too, because,
illegal.
they're not
I
paying income.
fucking promise you. I promise you. I don't need them.
I
I
mean,
don't think it's even about need or not need. It's just like this is the situation for whatever reason, whatever your
Right.
opinion is.
Well-
It is whatever your opinion about why the government wants them here doesn't really matter. Cheap labor, whatever, controversy. But the
Well,
point is,
this
the
is
government
my
wants
whole
them here.
thing.
So are the
My whole
employers
thing
wrong? Are the employers wrong for hiring, or are the illegals wrong for taking advantage of the system? I mean, not
Hell
really.
no. Hell no, they aren't. Hell no, they aren't.
Who's really wrong here? The government that fucking allows and facilitates this shit.
I
That would be-
agree. I agree. And then it goes deeper than that. Now you get people that are supportive of that kind of behavior from their governing body. That makes it even doubly worse. Or I could probably delve deeper. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, I don't think it really matters who supports what
Hey,
because
this JT guy keeps questioning whether it's right or wrong. If wrong is wrong. It ain't matter where it's wrong.
Right, illegals,
Actually, hold
illegals.
on. From my perspective, he wasn't talking about morality. He actually was doing the opposite and saying that it's not about good or bad. This is how it is. This is why.
Well,
it
he's
happened.
right. Yeah, I'm not talking about whether it's right or
Right.
morally wrong. No.
I mean, he's
No,
saying,
I'm
but
saying it's wrong.
No, I'm talking about this is the reality, and whether we think it's right or wrong, this is the reality. I personally, I don't necessarily think it's conducive to a healthy to our country overall. No, But-
and back to you're saying, well, they're tagged that they're a burden on society because they also have medical problems, this and that. Plus, you got to pay all this shit trying to get it straight. So they're also a burden. Costs
well,
them
yeah,
money.
they're being funded by taxpayer dollars when they do not pay income taxes. So yeah,
They
but again, that's the
also are
government's fault.
trying to get
That's
this
not the
shit
employers.
straight.
That's not the employer's fault for getting cheaper labor, and it's not the illegal immigrants' fault for taking advantage of a government that wants to be taken advantage of. It's neither of their faults. It's the government's fault for allowing that shit, and I stand by that point.
That's fine, but they're still wrong. I mean, you keep saying, well, it ain't their fault. Yeah, it is their fault.
No, when I say their fault, I mean, like I said, we're giving them every reason to do this.
Saying Mexicans, but there's also other people taking advantage of the Mexican border, not just Mexican.
Right? No,
Taking advantage of the Mexican.
They are. So okay, so I can give you an example.
Wait,
So
let me finish my train of thought. What about all the people that are trying to do it right? They're fucking them over. That's what you're not taking that into consideration. So
No, I
they're
did
wrong.
take it in consideration, but the point is, the reality is, the true reality is,
All I'm
there's no
saying-
incentive to do it the right way when
There
you
is
can
a
get all the
true-
benefits for doing it the wrong way.
They're wrong.
There's-
They're wrong, and you're saying, well, they ain't wrong because it's the way it is. It's
No, I'm
still
not
wrong.
saying they're not wrong. I'm saying it's natural human nature to take advantage of something. Somebody's giving you free money and you don't have to fucking
Of
do it
course.
the right way.
Of
Why not?
course.
A thief is a thief.
Yeah.
You know, they're fucking over their homeboys. Okay, the end. That's all.
Yeah, and guess what? Uncle Sam wants that shit to happen. So who's really in the fault here? The guy taking advantage of it, or the motherfucker who's wanting to be let
Sam's
one?
wrong, they're wrong.
What's that noise?
All right. I
Right.
think
What is
I
that noise?
agree. I agree. that
Hey,
Uncle
Trump.
Sam wants it to happen. Yes.
What's that noise?
At some point, get into Trump or the wall. Get into the border wall.
We're actually right now about to talk about Trump. This is what. Hold on. I'm sorry. Melody had a point to make, so let's get that out of the way.
Yeah, that's so.
Melody, turn your vibrator off. You got to
Whatever
run
that
away
is,
vibrator,
yeah. Wow.
Melody.
My uncle, he owned a California in the desert, and he's retired now. He made a lot of money, but he straight up told me, he told everybody, Mexicans, and I'm sure he paid them under the table, but he was, those were my goddamn best fucking workers over anybody else. So they were goddamn good at their job. They take time. They did their job. So if they also do jobs that Americans don't want to do. Americans expect like these wages, which I understand that we can't really pay for, like all of our.
Melody, I have a question for you.
But I'm telling you from my uncle's point of view that Mexicans, people like El Salvadorians, Guatemalans, people that from like southern nations, like from here, they are
Right.
fucking workers.
Well, we're not arguing that they're not hard workers. Not
Right.
at all. That was.
I
not
want to
hard.
give you something to think about when I have the opportunity before we leave this topic.
Go
Can I
ahead.
speak or is it?
Yes,
Okay,
go ahead.
Melody, how are these people paid as far as the crops they were harvesting?
What?
What dictated their rate of pay? How was their pay dictated? Did they get paid by the hour or other?
I think that they get paid by the hour.
So you don't know.
I don't know. So okay, and
Okay.
to retract my other statement. So what I meant, JT, I was wrong on that. You are correct. What I meant is that they are not going to benefit from social security benefits like people that are taxpayers because they do not pay taxes. So that's what I meant. I got it twisted. But that's what I meant.
Melody,
Right, but in
would
a
you
way, they're
agree that
benefiting
it's
from.
possible? Yeah, go ahead, JT.
Right. Although they're not going to receive Social Security, sure, but they're benefiting in other ways because they can receive a lot of money from the government without a Social Security number. And not only that, they can receive money from the government while getting paid under the table, which is what a lot of them do. I'm not saying they're not hard workers because a lot of them are very honest, hardworking people. They stay in their lane, they mind their business. And I don't think what they're doing is necessarily wrong when the government's allowing them to do that. Yeah, that's not my point. But is it actually conducive to a healthy economy or healthy country overall? For Americans, I'm speaking. No, it's not. I would say it's absolutely not.
Right.
I don't,
Okay.
I don't think it is either. I agree with you. It's not. But it's like, what the fuck are we supposed to do? I mean, we've got all.
Again, none of us having a discussion is going to change anything. So we're just talking about our basically our little opinions about
That's
it.
true.
It's not like any of us are going to affect any
Right.
change. But
Yeah.
Before my thought gets lost, Nolis, I'd like to interject, please. Melody, they get paid by the bushel. They get paid by the piece. They get paid by the piece of fruit they pick. They're not getting paid $3 an hour. You know, you might hear some liberal bullshit. Well, it's equivalent to $3 an hour. I don't know. You said your uncle was a very wealthy man. Maybe he had enough money to pay more. Was he greedy? I don't know. But no, they worked hard because if they didn't make money. They had a carrot dangling in front of them.
He was in the concrete business, so I'm not sure exactly how he paid them, and I don't know if it was by the bushel, by the piece. You could very well be correct, and I'm not.
Right. So all
wouldn't
this
know.
is
It depends on the employer, how they paid it.
speculative.
it depends on the employer. But yeah, I'd say probably most of them are on some kind of hourly wage, and it's definitely going to be under whatever you'd pay somebody legally.
I don't know. I'd have to look that one up. I'd have to disagree. I think it's by the bushel.
Regardless, they're getting paid untaxed under the table, less than what a legal,
Right.
what a.
But it does carry some weight in the fact that, oh, they're such hard workers. My whole point is, and I worked for a place like this where you're incentivized to work faster, harder. I've worked these kind of places. You know what you do? You want to make money that week. You know what you do? You work harder. You work faster. You work through break. That's what you do when you have incentivized pay.
Yeah.
Well, I think in most of these cases, yeah, they want them to work as hard as possible for as little as possible. Usually, yeah.
Okay, I'll accept that. But there is a number, isn't there? Because otherwise they go around the corner to Farmer Joe. And if they don't like Farmer Joe's ways, they'll go to the Farmer John. It's, money.
Their employment opportunities are not exactly broad, so there's only so many things they can do being illegal. You know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah.
I agree. I'm just saying, I don't like, this whole thing about immigrants. Like, oh man, we need to suck on their tit a little bit because we need them. I say, fuck, I don't need them. I don't even care about seasonal goods.
Listen, this idea that we need them is absolutely false. We don't need them. The reality is there's a symbiotic relationship between the employer and the illegal immigrant. It's a win-win for both.
Okay, I don't disagree. So I'll wrap it up with this, JT. You said what you said about it's how the government wants it, okay? Now, we elect the government, supposedly.
Do we really?
Right. So you contradict that. That's fine. But let me ask you this. Does the mindset of we need or they won't do jobs, others they do jobs, others won't. Well, all these little catchphrases, does that empower their cause? Like, they're the best people ever working, which is, how can you talk about one-time incidents or my aunt said? How can you justify it for a whole group of people? But there's a multitude of them saying it. And my question is, to me, they're fucking stupid. But does that just further their cause along? Like, keep an open border. We need those people. They're such great workers. That's my questions. Can this government that we have no choice in, can they get people to follow their train of thought and support the bullshit?
Well, the reason people are supporting it is because they're benefiting from it. Nobody supports anything they don't benefit from or that they don't think they're benefiting from. So, yeah, obviously people are going to support that. If they are illegals, they're going to support that. If they're allies to that kind of thing, yeah, they're going to support that. Because, again, it's the way it's being portrayed is like you're given a false dichotomy. First of all, they don't even make a separation between legal and illegal immigration. They just call it immigration. They do that for a reason. So then they want to act like it's a race issue. There's a lot of nuance to it. But the point is, when you look past all the bullshit, the government wants it happening, and it's good for the employer and it's good for the illegal, but it's not good for the country. And the government knows that. So it's like, why would the government do shit that they know is not good for the country?
Of course, I guess for the investor or whatever.
Exactly. Got it right there. Yep, 504. The investor.
Hey, Melody, you own any stock? Do you have a retirement plan?
Yeah. So
you're an investor. You're an investor. You're an investor. You're an investor. Okay. You're an investor.
Never just one reason, though. So on one level, yeah, cheap labor, of course. But then on another level, what exactly is going on in this country? Why the fuck is it so divided on every single topic and issue?
It's
Like media. I blame it on the media.
It's by design. I honestly that.
It's all over.
Guys.
Who said by design?
I said that, but I think we're probably gonna have to do this one again, even though we've already done it before, because we're moving at such a slow pace. It's cool because we're having good conversation, but I've got so many things to go, and we're not even gonna get through it. I've got about 35 minutes left.
I think you've let us pretty much discuss our views on it. I want to hear basically what you have.
Well, I'll get to it, or I'll try to at least give you a quick synopsis, or
like a little rundown.
I will.
Yeah.
I will. So first, I want a little thought experiment here, because I want to go over how, kind of like you were going into, JT, how the establishment, and not just the left, both. How they want to control what people think, and they use it as a lip service for their constituents. So, as a little thought experiment, we're going to do, just out of curiosity, there's 3 presidents here: Barack Obama, Donald Trump, and Joe Biden. So, out of those 3 people, I want you to give just a guesstimate, a rank of who was tougher on the border as far as sending people at the border, like Mexicans, for example, or South Americans, whatever, back across the border. Rank.
Obama.
Okay, now I'm
Obama
gonna
is.
say
Go ahead.
Say Obama.
I
And
wouldn't
then-
know naturally. I think most people are inclined to think Donald Trump, but
Yeah,
probably the answer is not Donald Trump based on the
it's
question.
not, and you're right, because
Yeah, I
the,
read that Obama was
the
too.
fact that I even brought this up probably made it like obvious.
Right.
that
It was
it's not
the
what's
nature of the
obvious.
question was like it's a subversive question. Like you're supposed to think it's
Yes.
Donald Trump, but it's not.
Yes.
So
I don't know. Trump, I don't know. Trump's is pretty slick.
well,
What?
it's
Are you-
because Trump's whole campaign was based largely on
Exactly.
immigration.
This is my point. So, okay, Donald Trump's entire thing was on immigration, so he talks about it more because it's important to his constituents more so than Democrats or the left in general. However,
Agree.
when it comes to the actual numbers, Obama is by far, he was called the porter in chief for a reason.
Yeah, but what you're not taking into consideration is that Trump got snowballed every time he tried to do anything.
Exactly.
Well,
Thank you,
hold on.
Pat. Thank you,
Well,
Pat.
this will show you that the president, a lot of people look at the president and they go, they should control all of the economy. The president doesn't have the kind of power you think.
Obama good, Trump bad.
I
But-
don't even view the president as much more than a political figurehead.
That's
anyway.
fair.
I don't believe
I
in
agree. I agree.
Yeah.
But my point
I don't think
here,
it
my
matters.
point here is that Trump is like trumpeted as like this freaking savior, the wall and all this stuff. Yet when it comes to the actual numbers, now a lot of people will say, "Oh, a whole lot more people came across the border under Joe Biden." That's true, but as a number, a raw number, and a percentage, Joe Biden sent more or released less in the United States than Donald Trump.
Andy, your background is.
Which tells you, like, if your big thing, if your huge thing that you care about so much is immigration or illegal immigration, you're not going to vote Donald Trump unless you're lying to yourself.
And that's the fucked up thing is because most of these people are not even actually looking into the real numbers. It's all bullshit.
They
It's all
don't
smoke.
care. They don't care. It's like feelings. It's about
And
like,
the reality is, it doesn't matter what administration. These topics are just they're things to like stir up the public in their bullshit opinions. Like it's the fact that that's even the case
Mhm.
says a lot.
well, the media doesn't help. And I was going to go into, there's this big thing that's all over YouTube about Tren de Aragua, who is it's a gang from Venezuela, and they're talking about they have infiltrated Aurora, Colorado, and they've taken over these apartment complexes, and instead of the money going to the people that own the building, they've started like embezzling them and taking their money. So I did some research and found out that a person that was actually curious about it, that wanted to go down there, they actually went to the apartments in question, and it turns out the media is stirring this shit up. It's not even true, or at least there's no evidence to support it. It's they're fear mongering, and that's what the media tends to do a lot on both sides. They take what we're worried about and they fucking amplify it times 10 and make people freaking freak out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the question is, I mean, a lot of these people they're hired, they're they work for the government. The truth, a lot of these media personalities and shit, they are affiliated with the government.
Mhm.
It's like, why would the government want to turn its people against each other for what fucking reason?
I believe that division is powerful, especially if you want. Now, this is just my personal belief, and it does get kind of conspiratorial, but I believe that honestly, what we've done is we've created this system to where the wealthy, in my opinion, are the number one problem. They control. They're allowed to basically bribe Congress legally. It's called lobbying, and they want people instead. It's like, look over here. It's distraction. So what they've done is they've created a culture war and other things to where we divide the country on those things. We've come to the point where the middle class blames poor people and poor people blames the middle class. instead of everybody looking at who's actually to blame for the problems, which
Well,
are
the
the
thing is,
wealthy.
I don't think people actually know who's to blame for shit. Like,
That's true.
the reality is nobody really knows what the fuck is actually going on. That's why they're fucking distracted by politics and the news and all this other shit. Nobody knows what's actually going on, dude. Like, do you really think that the public will be allowed to, the ignorant public opinions would actually have any sway on the government whatsoever? Absolutely not. But the whole point of this,
That's actually
think-
proven. Well, if you consider Oxford, I think it's Oxford University, if you take them seriously, and I guess you could say that you don't, if you take them seriously, they did a study and found that the United States is not a constitutional republic, and like we're told, they're actually an oligarchy. If you look at the numbers, and if it's a democracy in any way, shape, or form, you will take the opinion of your constituents, and there will be an overlap between what they care about in issues and what policies are brought forward. There is no such thing. The only overlap is what wealthy people, donors, want, and it happening, and it pans out as far as policy goes. So to me, that's clear evidence that it's all bullshit. Like, you don't have
it's all
any say.
bullshit. It's always been bullshit.
Rob,
Yes.
Probs, was the world safer when Trump was the president? Bottom line, yes.
I do
You
not
can't
believe
think-
so. I
Is
think
it really
Okay,
that simple? I
The
don't.
gas, we had cheaper gas. Man, get the fuck out of here. The world was a safer place.
there's a
when
lot
Trump
of
was
see this
president. You
is
just
the
got
thing.
done saying, the media. The media were saying Trump's gonna do this. I'm telling you, was the world safer?
I'll say this, man. I personally preferred the Trump administration over the Biden administration. Does that mean I think there's any real difference between who's really
Well,
in?
there's two fucking wars going on right now. That's what I'm basing it on.
Well, if you take it from the point of view,
That's what I'm basing it on.
That
I mean,
is
I'm
the
telling
one
you
thing.
what I'm basing it on. Just tell me why it ain't. You guys are throwing out all these big fucking words. Don't mean shit to me. I'm talking about
well, yeah, but if you look at it,
fucking
let's look at it
I'm
from a
talking
simple
about
point of view.
fucking meat, and I'm talking about gas. When Trump was there, fuck all your big fancy words. Fuck all that. Get down,
Okay.
jump down. Holy motor. Rev it up, baby.
Let's put it this way, man. If let's just say both sides are controlled by one side that people don't know about, like say a government with inside the government. Let's just say that was a thing, right? For the sake of this conversation. If that was really a thing, that people wouldn't know shit about that, right? Because they're not supposed to know about that. So like if that was really going on, yeah, it's supposed to look like what you're saying there. Like, yeah, Trump, if shit was better during Trump, right? A lot of people wouldn't argue about that. I liked it better. A lot of people would disagree. But yeah, I would say overall shit was better, right? We weren't having all these international problems, and the economy wasn't so fucked, and like you weren't seeing all this weird shit in the media. Like, I mean, it was weird, but yeah. But if you look at it, that it's all the same shit. This shit starts getting blurry at that point. You know, it's not as simple as Trump or Biden or left or right. If you really think that,
it is to me, I look at it.
Well, it's
as black and
extremely
white.
complicated.
It was.
You can't even you can't even just point, okay, everything was great under this. You do realize that when it comes to the terms of presidents, it's not like a president changes everything overnight. That's not how the economy works.
no, and then it changed. Whatever they did is undone by the next administration.
Yes, and it takes years.
Hey.
So many people.
Can we go
make
to
the
Trump
claim-
and the border? Because we're getting off topic a little
are.
bit. We're
We are.
headed the wrong way.
Well,
That
I
is
think
true.
this
Go ahead.
Smellily looks like a dominatrix.
well, I'm not
See,
going to
this is the point that Pip's making here that I wanted to say, and this is not necessarily my view. I'm not like some, oh my God, Obama's great or anything, but I'm making the point that a lot of people make the claim that the only reason things were great under Trump that you claim is he was riding off of Obama's success, and you can't really. No one knows. So
Right.
It's
So is
complicated.
that what the media wanted us to believe? What the
No,
fuck?
no.
Who the
Look,
fuck
but-
knows
I mean,
what
I
to
think the
say?
media, the
Hold
media
on.
tends to.
there's media on both sides, and a
Right,
lot of
correct.
what you claim came from right wing media. So it's like
I honestly believe that both
What
ends of the
I
media
claim.
are. Yeah, I think they're both basically propagated by the same entities, which people are.
I agree with that. I
Not
don't know.
privy
I don't
to.
know how far you're going with it. So I don't know if I would agree with an
Oh, I'm going
Illuminati
super
or
far.
anything.
Yeah,
But
like
I will
really.
agree. This is a fact, actually. I won't have to agree. It is a fact that a majority of the powerful companies that lobby for both sides. And what does
Correct.
that mean? What that
That's
means is no matter who wins, they get what they want. So,
Right.
so you're right.
That both sides are just tools to divide the public when in reality it's all the same shit pretty much. Like
That's how I see it for the most part.
yeah. And I don't think a lot of people want to see it that way because it fucks with their entire worldview. Their entire life has been polarized between a false dichotomy, false bipartisan system. Like
And well, it's a
that's
part. It's a part of their identity. And anytime you have to fight against your identity, it's extremely difficult.
well,
I
yeah, it's
think-
because that's the way this shit works. It's meant for them to identify with these things.
Right.
It's not like, yeah, you can't encapsulate somebody's entire value system in A or B. Yet
That's
that's
true.
exactly what they're trying to fucking do with people.
True.
And the astonishing thing is, it fucking works for a lot of people.
It does.
Well, a lot of people, not all. For a
Many
lot.
I say a
people
lot. I don't
many
say all.
People don't want to dig into all this because it's work. It takes
Well,
effort
it's fucked
to
up
learn.
because you're not the reality. The problem is you're gonna come to the conclusion that shit isn't what it seems, but you're not actually gonna get to the root of what the fuck is going on.
Right. Well, you don't have a simple answer. You have to do more digging. Every time you learn something, you got to do more digging to find
Well,
out.
and you got to understand, a lot of information is not available to the fucking public. Let's just start there.
That's
God
true.
knows what the fuck the public's not allowed to know about. I mean,
That's true.
so yeah, we think we're informed. We think our opinions and shit are informed, but how the fuck do we really even know when we can't be sure about what is really true or not? What's being told to us is fucking true or not? I mean, we can come to the conclusion that it's all bullshit, but that's about as far as you can go. I mean, what people have their own ideas about what's actually going on, but who the hell's playing both sides? Nobody can seem to say, or at least nobody can seem to agree on that.
Well,
Even if
you can kind of, if we can agree that people who lobby aren't just, hey, I like this guy. If you're going to spend millions or thousands of dollars on someone, it's because you want something, right? If we can all agree on that, then we can at least get a list of people who are contributing to both sides. Because if they're contributing to both sides, obviously it's not, I'm really more about the Republican values or the Democratic
It's not
values.
even about it's about money. It's not about values.
Exactly.
Who pays to have their values spit out and fucking by lobbyists basically. Yeah, the lobbyists are the ones that pay to socially engineer shit.
So
But
that
who the
stuff
fuck
is
is paying them to do? The thing is, like, that's part of it, but I think it goes even deeper than that. You're talking about like deep intelligence and shit like that. God knows what the hell's actually going on with the reality of the what am I trying to say?
Man, look. I'm gonna interject something here. I haven't heard the word immigration like in about 10 minutes. I thought we were talking
true.
about immigration.
Because it's
You-
a broader
you got a
topic than
point.
that. To talk about immigration would be to talk about broader topics, which we are.
Right.
that
No.
is true.
Immigration's a narrower topic.
But no.
Right, but it
The
has to
point he's
do-
making is that the broader topic directly relates to immigration, and sometimes in order to get to the root,
Dude, okay. You know what I get out of this is I'm not in control of my life. That's what I get out of all this. Whatever I say is wrong, whatever I do is wrong. Or maybe it's you, or maybe it's him, or maybe it's them. Dude, none of us know, right? So how are we supposed to live? How am I supposed to function in the world? If my side's wrong and there is no side and, blah, 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 all this shit, how am I supposed to live? Tell me how to live.
I don't know.
Andy,
It's almost like you're asking it's like, do you need those things to live? Do you need all
That's
those?
what I'm getting out of this. Is you're
Right.
showing that your identity is attached
Right.
to this. Why?
Need.
Why?
Interesting word, need.
But why
You
is
need
your
all that-
identity
you need
attached
all
to
that-
this?
Do I need the food stamp program to live? Fuck no.
Why is that?
No. I'm talking about all these various ideologies and things. You're like, if I don't have these, how can I live? Like, it's like what you're asking is like
Ideologies, having a more like morality. I don't know. Trust.
the stuff you believe in, man. Like the stuff that you think is real, as opposed to like the possibility of it not being what you think
Okay.
it is. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. You have questions for me, JT. I need solutions. Okay, with none of us in
That's
control.
kind of the problem, man. We're talking about
Right.
questions that the average
Right.
person doesn't have solutions to, much less answers.
Right. So, do you have a solution? Because I'm willing to listen. Call me average. I'm willing to listen. Huh?
My solution, I guess, for most people would be to like really try to think for yourself, you know, and think critically about things.
To really, to use critical thinking. What a novel idea. I agree.
I know, very, very new. I know, but yeah, you'd be shocked how little people actually do that. So I don't know. And your question was like, what do I do without all these constructs? Like, how am I supposed to live my life if I'm not really in control of it? I don't know how to tell you how to live your life.
Just
You and I, everybody here is involved with chat. And look, all this, that, and the other. You know, I'm no more right or wrong than you, I guess. You know, or the next person. That's the kind of shit I hear.
Hold on. I want to say this because it's something that I feel pretty strongly about. I will not claim that I have answers, but I absolutely abhor this belief that all opinions are equal. Now, everyone has or is equally entitled to their opinion, but no two opinions are equal.
Dude, whatever.
Go on. Do you disagree?
No, my point is no. You don't look. We can speculate forever. You know, ever.
Hold on. I want
Did
to
you
break
really
this
think
up.
we were going to come up with solutions to like these kind of problems on a chat room?
Well, we can't. So
Dude,
that's not even the purpose.
listen to this. Listen to this, JT. Build a wall. That's to me. That's a step in the right direction.
I guarantee you, if we wanted to keep illegals out, we wouldn't need a wall for that. Guarantee you that.
I don't care. I'm pro wall. I don't care if we need it or not. Build the wall.
Very oversimplified solution. It's a very simple way of looking at a very nuanced thing here. The reality is not about
right. It's a place to start. Ask Israel. Ask fucking Korea. Ask around. Walls do tend to work.
No, they do. But
what do you mean ask around? You got a wall in your house. It works.
Hold on, but before we move on, before I go on with the chat, I want to bring this up. So what I have on the screen here is Melody, I will do things to you. I want anyone watching, especially if you're watching this after the fact, go back to the moment when he did that if you can. Well, I don't know if you can do that or not. There is timestamps. I don't know. But try to look at the face.
his expression on his face.
The expression that Patrick had when he talked that out.
You know, I wasn't even looking at it. I was just hearing his voice. I'm not even looking at the screen. But yeah, I imagine the voice matched the face. So
it was hilarious. But anyway, continue. By the way, I've got 15 minutes. I've got to go. So let's wrap this up.
Rob, you're a fucking weirdo, dude. You are definitely out there, bro.
Thank you, Pat.
Hey, JT, Travis, let me throw this in real quick. JT, you said something to the effect of maybe using cognitive ability a second ago, something of that nature.
Ability?
Something of that, I think you used the word.
You're asking me like, what is a solution to all this shit? You're basically this whole shit that we think is real is bullshit.
People won't think for themselves or whatever.
Well, what I'm saying is even thinking for yourself is not going to fix any of this shit. It's just going to mean you think for yourself and you're not fucking wrapped up in a bunch of bullshit.
The point I wanted to make, like I said, novel idea, think for yourself. Some of these people in chat that try to troll, dude, they don't know how to use their brain. They set themselves up so easily. It's fucking laughable. Which is just proof to me. It's like you said, or I think you said, that people can't think for themselves or choose not to think. Half of these idiots, or 3/4 of these idiots, if they knew what they look like or how easy it is to fuck with them, would keep their mouth shut. Anyway, if that makes any sense.
A lot of them lack the self-awareness to even understand how they come.
Self-awareness, exactly.
But I'm not saying people can't think for themselves. I'm just saying a lot of people don't seem to because it's easier not to. Because you're given so many opinions that you can just pick from, and you're pressured by media and other people who are influenced by media to basically go with whatever the fuck is popular. Or whatever.
Right.
It's worth noting that a lot of times these people aren't choosing to do anything. This is a lot of times.
Well, they're being
Go ahead.
They're more or less being. I don't like to use the word brainwash. I'm sure there's other words for it, but yeah, they're being manipulated.
Brainwash is a good
Yes,
word.
but that's
Say
the point I'm
manipulate.
making is they're not aware of it, and you have to become aware of it before you can solve it. So
An idiot would know what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of tend to look at society as a whole as like one big, I don't know, like a fucking puppet show. You seen the Truman Show? It's kind of like that, except everybody's Truman. So
I agree, and then it looks sort of jaded, but that's honestly what I
It's
believe.
fucked up to say that. Probably a lot of people don't even want to entertain such a fucking idea because it's very bleak. And what solution could you possibly have to an outcome like that? Really none. But
Well,
I'm sorry.
I don't agree that a lot of people say, "What's your solution?" and that's their big.
The reality is, if you understood what the fuck is going on, you'd know that your little fucking opinions don't
Right.
have anything to do with what's really going on.
That's true, and you
There's no
also
solutions.
you don't need to provide a solution for any logical premise you put forward. That's
And not only that, it's kind of stupid to think like if shit's really going on like that, what solution is your average person going to come up with? Absolutely nothing. Like
Well,
we're
look,
talking
my
about forces
whole
beyond
point
their
on that is it's easy to get on the soapbox, you know. Everybody likes to bitch, you know. And I just like hearing solutions from time to time.
Well, when we're talking about something as broad as like why the world is structured the way it is, it's by design and it's by people that you'll never influence ever. Your opinions don't matter. You're
And quite honest,
you're cattle. Like you don't matter to these. Like you're considered ignorant of the masses. You're not.
And to be quite honest, you know, listening to you talk or to Trob's talk is one thing. You know, I hate to say it, y'all aren't that, or I would like to say y'all aren't the typical idiots of the chat. You know, so yeah, the words y'all that come out y'all's mouth, they carry some weight. You know, even the speculative bullshit. But you know,
but the things we're talking about are so broad. There are no practical solutions to these kinds.
Right.
Well,
It
there can't be a solution unless you understand the root of the problem or the roots. There could be more than one.
And not only, even if we understood the roots fully, it's not guaranteed. There's what is the idea that the public's going to be able to change anything? I think it's structured in a way that the public is not allowed to actually influence anything of any real importance. They're supposed
Do you
to
think term limits would help? Do you think term limits would help at all?
Well, term limits only affect the individual.
Term limits.
It don't affect.
Oh, like term limits. I think if the system was really the way it portrayed itself and not both sides of one thing, maybe. But the fact that I believe that they're both two sides of the same thing, I don't think it even matters anymore.
Well, that's the thing. The only thing with term limits. Yes, you're making it to where one person can't just run forever. However, it doesn't change lobbyists. They can still do whatever they want. That's the root, in my opinion. And if you can't control that, you won't fix anything.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, when you can pay people to spread your ideas, well, it doesn't matter who the fuck's in charge. Whoever's paying, whoever's in charge of the money is in charge. And clearly it's not. Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Would placing term limits, would that help it control the lobbyist?
Not necessarily. I think we need entirely different legislation for lobbying. In fact, if it were up to me, and a lot of people hate this because the Supreme Court ruled that money is considered speech, which I think is bullshit. But I would make it completely illegal. You cannot, except for maybe grassroots support, like people that just want to put in like $20. Right. There should be a limit, and it should be very small to how much you can send to support politicians. Because
you don't know whether term limits would help change lobbying.
I don't think it would change lobbying. I don't know
because they're gonna pay for their ideas and shit to be spread around anyway. And like he explained with that.
So then, like a freshman congressman is always not necessarily predisposed, but predestined to be part of the giant cog that I'm not clear on.
Well, this is the deal.
Yeah, so a reformed freshman congressman is just a figment of my imagination.
Well, it seems like what you're saying, like inadvertently, there is that if you get new blood, so to speak, they will be less likely to fall prey to money. And I would say it's the other way around. So if you have someone, by the way, I'm not claiming that there should be no term limits. That's not what I'm saying. But I am saying that if people have never had any power before, they just got in and they have the opportunity, they've got a short window, let's say 2 years, and a bunch of money's thrown their way. I think a vast majority of the population is going to take it. So
Right.
I
Trobs,
don't think
would you?
term limits would change anything.
Trobs, would you take the money or would you try to do what's quote unquote right?
So I'll answer in 2 ways. One, I think and I want to say that I'm above that and I would never do it. 2,
Good answer.
everyone says that.
Yeah,
So-
the truth is you don't know what you would do.
I
Right,
don't
which
know.
is why I appreciated his answer. I'd like to think the same, but in reality, I don't know what I would do.
Everybody wants to think they're above corruption, but the truth is nobody knows what the fuck they do in a certain situation.
According to the data on it, and we have limited research, like psychological data on, like they've done research where they'll have people like in a situation where certain group of people are jailers and the other are like inmates, even though they actually aren't, and it does some really messed up stuff to people.
Yeah, the fact that they're given authority over them lets.
Yes.
Can I
Yeah.
say something on that
Yes.
topic?
Go ahead. We've
All
got 8 minutes.
All these congressmen and senators, they get in there, they're worth about $100,000. 5 years later, they're millionaires, and it's not possible.
They should be in
not
jail.
possible with their income unless they're on the take. So that's how that works.
Yeah.
They're all on the take. Oh, and
So
Jesse
Rob-
Ventura said, why would you spend millions and millions of dollars on a campaign where the income is only 100,000 or whatever? No one would do that unless they're in the cookie jar. You
Exactly.
wouldn't spend every campaign is millions and millions for what is it, $150,000 or let's say 200, but it ain't. You're going to spend 50 million or however 20, let's say 10 million for a $150,000 job. No, you're going to have your hand in the cookie jar from the jump. So that's my piece on it.
Okay.
Hey, I wouldn't deny that because, yeah,
You can go to local, even your small town has corruption in the local.
the dog catcher.
Right.
The ins and outs of the military industrial complex are not meant to be known by the public. Like they give us bullshit basically to like argue about a bunch of bullshit. But the reality is nobody knows.
That's what we're doing now. That's what.
Yeah, and that's
what-
why there's no real solutions because not only does people not really know what the fuck is going on because they're not allowed to, but even if they did, there's nothing they could do about it.
So let me ask you this question. We're all dumb. We all don't know what's going on. Is this correct, JT?
I would
Are
say
you asking-
ignorant, not dumb.
Yeah, I
Okay,
wouldn't say
we're all
I'd say
ignorant.
uninformed because we're not allowed to be. So yeah.
Okay.
however you want.
Are you pro Israel or pro Hamas?
I'll put it this way: Mossad is supposed to have the best intelligence in the world. That's been said several times by our government. So I find it very hard to believe that they wouldn't be prepared for an attack on a major holiday, a major religious holiday. So yeah, whatever implications you get from that, I don't know.
Well, I'm just curious. Does that make are you pro Hamas or pro Israel?
It's not the simple I'm pro neither because I don't necessarily think that they're
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I'm not.
Somehow I knew
No,
that
I
was
don't
going
think,
to be
I'll put it this
the
way.
answer.
Let me put it more simple. There's no way Israel should not have known about that attack. So either they wanted it to happen or they planned for it to happen. And
But you don't know that. Maybe that's what they want you to think. JT, maybe that's what they want you to think.
No, what they want me to think is they want me to pick Israel or Hamas. That's what they want me to do.
That's what you think. You don't know what they want you to think, do you?
Yeah, they want me to choose Israel or Hamas.
It's that simple? Wow, okay.
Is it not? Which one do you support?
I support Israel.
Then it looks like it worked on you.
Well, I've been supporting Israel a long time, not just lately. It's nothing
No, I
new.
know. Right. No, it's obviously people who are usually Christian, Republican, or Jews are going to support Israel, of course. Muslims, progressives, and virtue signalers are going to support Palestine or Hamas, right? So, yeah, they're playing on propaganda. They're playing on, but the reality is, nobody really knows how that.
Right, it's us against them. And I could go deeper into the Muslim thing, but it's too deep to go right now.
They want it to be, yeah, but I mean, really though, I think there's no way Israel should not have anticipated that. So I find that very suspicious already. I don't know what you think about that.
I don't know what if I knew what I was supposed to think, I would have an opinion, but I don't know. I'm so confused. Think what they want me to think, or think, maybe they're doing a double thing.
I don't think you're not comfortable with the idea that you could be being manipulated without your knowledge of it. It's not a comfortable idea.
JT, we're all being manipulated. I'm not that stupid, bro.
I know.
But on the surface, I have to make a stand for some things in life. I have to be, anti-murder. I have to be anti, what have you. I have to take a stand on certain topics in life. I cannot go through life saying, well, that all depends, or that's on a spectrum, or, I have to know the whole full story. I have to take a stand on life.
When you're
lying is bad. Now to a Muslim, lying's good sometimes. Lying's bad to me. I have to take a stand. I'm not going to sit there and give a 10-minute diatribe on why lying may be good.
Right. No, nobody's talking about that. But I'm saying when the media is giving you two choices between something, whether it be an ideology or like an opinion about something going on in the world, you have to pick one or two. Like, do you always have to choose the options given to you, or are you like? I'm asking you, like, is that?
Well, I'm a registered independent, so I know you don't believe, it sounds like, in any of this. Dude, I'm pretty open-minded into what people have to say, like I live in New Orleans, like, I hear all this homophobic shit. People call me shit. I live in a pretty liberal place. I kind of take things at face value, with the races, with the sexes. I don't know exactly. I'm forgetting the question, but it's not life is not so black and white for me. But I do have to at some point, I have to pick a side of the fence, and it may be on other sides at different times. It might not odds are it's not going to be on the same side always. I guarantee it's not always on the same side. Because although I am a Christian,
I think the fucked up idea that a lot of people don't want to entertain is that maybe what seems like two opposing sides is really not, and it's only made to look that way. I think that's something a lot of people. So they want to pick a side, but they don't really entertain the possibility that one of both sides are being pulled or are really one thing. And I think that's like.
And then this is where I'd have to revert back to what Patrick said. So just say if that's the way, then how I would judge things would be on my quality of life, my daily quality of life. How much is gas? How is my safety? How much is food costing me? So if all things are the same, like, then I would be concerned in quality of life. Who's going to provide the better quality of life? Who's going to be the best dictator, so to speak?
Yeah, even if it's all indecent, right? You want to choose the lesser of two evils, or at least you want to support the lesser of two evils, even if it's all bullshit. So yeah, like if I were political or whatever, I would choose Trump. I'm hearing a lot of echo. Your thing's open.
Yeah, Andy, you're echoing for some reason.
Oh, yeah. Look, I'm going in the chat. I'm going to listen. I'm going in the side chat. I'll listen.
Okay. It's all good. Either way, I've got literally 1 minute left, so we could probably just go ahead and wrap this up while we're at a stopping point.
We kind of veered off topic, but really not. I don't think it veered too far off topic.
It depends. A lot of the points you made, I think, kind of broadly touched upon the topic, so I don't really see it as a bad thing, but I did kind of jump all over the place myself a little bit. I'm bad for that.
Yeah, it's because like when you're addressing a problem, you always have to go to the source. And I'm kind of a top-down perspective kind of guy,
Mhm.
so I'm usually going to talk about like the broader reasons rather, and then go into like more details. But yeah, I think it's important to establish like your broader perspective on things before you start getting into the details of it, because otherwise the details aren't really going to make any sense without the context of the broader perspective. So that's
I agree.
why
That's why I think it's perfectly fine, at least in this situation. That's why I
Well,
didn't
I think
stop
I
it.
think I pretty much summed it up earlier. Like pretty much like our government wants that shit to happen. In my opinion, they want it. And I don't think it's necessarily good for the country at all. But I don't think the illegals are wrong for fucking abusing it, and I don't think the employers are wrong for getting cheap labor out of it. I mean, I think it's both very natural things for people to do. But yeah, I guess that's it.
All right, Patrick, you got any closing quick thoughts?
I get the idea that you guys like aren't. You got the impression that you're not in charge of your destiny or something. Like you just.
No, we're not in charge of the world or how it functions. Really, no. You can control your life to a certain degree, yeah, but it doesn't mean you're in charge of like international or domestic policies.
I mean, winners make the rules, but I mean, I got the impression that you guys just go with the flow or something. I mean, you're like, oh, well, that happened, so I'm in a world of shit, so that's just the way it is. Like, you don't do anything.
Well, absolutely not. In fact, I hate it. In fact, there's a certain family member of mine that always says it is what it is, and I can't stand it because to me that means you're shrugging your shoulders and going, well, there's nothing to be.
It's not really an attitude of indifference. No, it's just like acceptance that that's the reality we live in. I'm not going to sit here and fucking lie to myself and say that that I can affect real political or fucking social economic change in the world. Like,
no,
absolutely
I don't mean
not.
that. I must not have spoke correctly. I mean, whatever's going on out there is going on out there. It don't really have a bearing. It don't really affect my life one way or the other. I still do whatever the fuck I want within reason.
To a large degree, yeah, I kind of live my life the same way. Like, I mean, these things do affect our lives as much as we allow them to, especially all the mind fucking shit. But yeah, when you're not really. Other than that, though, yeah, you do got to deal with fucking gas prices, food prices.
What I mean is the government didn't. The government didn't stop me from being me.
No. Yeah, I agree. The government doesn't.
I did almost everything I ever wanted to do. I mean, I wanted to be a rock and roll star. No, I didn't have no fucking. I didn't have the gifted ability to, shit like that. But I mean, who didn't want to be a rock and roll star? But I'm a star in my own right.
Well, yeah, your point, I think, is like you still have a certain amount of control over your life, whether or not all this other shit is in your control. You still have a certain amount of control over your life. I agree with that. We do. But a lot of that control is taken when we buy into all these bullshit ideas that are being thrown at us. And
yeah, but I don't buy into them. That's just it.
So
then exactly that's why you live your life that way.
That's fine with you. However, if you care about issues that affect especially the country we live in, if you care and you start to get into some of this stuff, what he's saying is that there's really not much that an individual can do. Like,
correct. Unfortunately, that's the case. Yeah, I don't say it as a defeatist attitude or pessimistic, but it's just how it is.
And saying that doesn't, in fact, I would say that recognizing that.
I guess what I'm trying. Okay, you see, a person that goes and gets a degree in like tranny whatever. And he's like, why the fuck? I ain't got a job. I can't do nothing. I'm $150,000 in debt. Or let me put it another way. I know you got me. My stupid ass cousin and my stupid ass uncle. He went and spent my uncle 75. He went and got a degree in like a sounding engineer or something. Sound engineer for fucking rock and roll. He ain't doing. Like there's 1% of 1% of people that are sound, putting records together.
Yeah, it's very competitive.
He got nothing. He got nothing but like $150,000. Now my uncle, if he don't pay that off, my 75-year uncle, I mean, if you go make a stupid decision, you're fucking fucked. And now
that's
Joe Biden, like I'm gonna get rid of all these guys' debt or whatever. I mean, you make a fucking dumbass decision, live with it, motherfucker. You know, don't expect me to help you bail you or what. You get my point. If you're a fucking dumbass in this country, what John Wayne say? Life's tough, but when you're stupid, it's a hell of a lot more tougher. That's the end of my shit.
That's basically all Americans, according to our education rank among other industrialized countries. We're not doing too great, and I think that's by design.
Of course it is. If we want our education system to be like competitive, it
You
would
don't
be.
even have to have a college degree to make it. I made it. I don't have a college degree. You can make it in this country with effort. You can go live good. What's that dude's name? Hard work, whatever his name is. He'll be a plumber. He'll be whatever. That's all this is still the best country in the world. Or you wouldn't even have had this fucking topic. Why is all these boneheads trying to get the fuck in here?
Andy, I'm adding you back, but I do have to go, so I'm kind of just letting you guys close up, I guess.
All right, that's cool.
Smelody looks like a dominatrix, by the way.
A dominatrix?
I actually, no, I'm not gonna, because I do this thing where I'll ask people like basically very invasive type questions, which they're not obligated to answer, but yeah, I wanted to ask a question.
If
But
it's
it
not,
would be-
if
it
it's
would
not
probably be
very
considered
long,
rude.
or if it doesn't require a lot of time to answer, that's fine.
I'm gonna turn Smelody out if I get the opportunity.
No, I noticed that she's but I'd rather talk to her about it. I don't like talking about people.
Okay.
If she wants to come up, I would ask her. Yeah.
Melody, do you want to come up? It has to be quick if you do.
Smelody, you can't do
But
it.
I don't feel like there's enough time to really hit that topic. Like,
Okay, if it's a long one, we'll wait till next time.
not super long, but it's kind of like one of those things that's going to get like a lengthy reaction from somebody. So
I'm gonna do things with Smelody you can't do with Silly.
Okay. Guys, I've got to go. Next time, I run every Friday at the same time. So take it easy. Thank you for coming on. It was an interesting conversation.
yeah.
Later.
Sweet dreams, Smelody.